your analysis. It looked like a table. Yeah, right there. Right there. So I see a lot of the literature about African American usually focus on this family structure and the social structure, but rough neighborhood and low income neighborhood. Do you, in your analysis and looking at more books than I have, definitely, did you see the diversity within that?
Yeah, so this book actually right here, Sweet Hereafter, she was pretty well off. 2-parent home, middle-class family, she chose to run away. But I did see a lot of families that were like either raised by the grandmother, low income, project housing. So yeah, that was prevalent, but it was not necessarily speaking to all the books. There were a number of other books that spoke otherwise. November Blues, she was middle class, nice neighborhood. Different books showed different socioeconomic statuses and family styles.
So in that regards, you feel like, as a teacher, you feel like there's enough books out there to choose and use in school that won't, sort of project African American in a certain aspect?
There's never going to be enough. There's never going to be enough. But are the texts there that are representative? Yes. And I think that's another reason, whoa, come back. Why I'll get you. Okay. Why I wanted to really focus on the 21st century text, because how does it look today? So as we're like moving socially, how are these texts changing to reflect that?
Were they mostly autobiographical or?
No, they were all fiction. And that's another reason why I really had to be very strategic with my parameters, because a lot of young African American young adult literature are historical fiction. So it takes place in another time. And while that's really good and it helps teach about history, I kind of wanted to take it from a place where we're troubleshooting today's adolescents, today's problems, because they're changing so rapidly.
So it was kind of their experience to put in fiction.
What was your favorite book?
Oh, Ninth Ward. Ninth Ward. It's over there. Actually, all of these are the books that I've read and that were pulled together. So afterwards, you want to take a look, feel free, ask me about them. They're great.
My question for you is the question that you posed for yourself. As a practitioner, how would you teach these books? What do you think would be an effective inclusion of them in the classroom? I'm also interested in what writing you would want students to do for these books.
I've been thinking a lot about that. This upcoming fall, I'll be teaching at Shabazz High School, and I'll be creating my own curriculum. And so I do want to integrate these books, and that's kind of what's on my mind now. Well, how do I want to go about this? I don't want to be biased because it's my own identity, but at the same time, I want it to be very inclusive, whereas we're just trying to learn more about this identity as a whole. As far as writing, man.
I put you on the spot.
No, I'm thinking, Jen, what is the four square when we write from the different points of view? Raft writings. I love those. Raft writings where we have the students writing from the identity. So we're reading the text and then they get to actually put themselves in the shoes and just to get an idea for where they're at. And doing some role playing. I think that's one thing I definitely would do.
So how would you get other cultures to be interested?
That's right. How would you move forth with this?
Well, I think the thing that's really unique about this is the genre in itself. Like, young adult literature is not necessarily a racial genre. It's a genre that's intended to troubleshoot adolescence as a whole. So the problems are universal. They're not directed at one race.
Yeah, but you understand, when they say, well, this is African American or Black book, sometimes turns off other cultures.
Maybe,
they
but
don't see a connection or.
But your writing assignment, I think, is a great hook. Like, if you actually start the lesson with that, and I read the book, like, as a white guy, knowing at the end of this, I'm going to have to write a story from the perspective of a young Black girl.
Right.
Like, I will read that story, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, this is interesting. Like, I really got to get into this. Like, that's great.
How do you get them started first?
But it's really interesting that you even say that, because one subgenre of young adult literature that's really popular across races is street lit. white males love it. And I'm very serious. I'm being serious. Like,
No, hip hop crossed over. Yeah, we understand.
And so I think it just, again, like, it speaks to like these emerging identities. Who do they want to be? Who are they seeing? What experiences haven't they had that they want to read about? And it's not so much the racial lines. I guess like I focus on race because I would like people to be more well informed and not fall into these ideas of stereotypes. But it's not the all in all about it.
Melanie, if you can speak to, I know at the beginning of the program, you were just so stressed about how to be right, and then you got matched with like Dr. Corey Lansing-Billings. I'm sorry, I told you I would be stressed too. So now in reflecting back, what would you say, what was your experience like?
Stressful? Still? It was great. It was definitely a journey, I'll say that. After the reading, which was my favorite part, I got to sit down and read all day. It was the writing, and I guess it was not so much that I didn't know what I wanted to say or how I felt about the text and the development of the project. It was more so just doubting myself in terms of skills as far as like, this is academic writing, you know? I'm used to writing these reflections, I'm used to writing this. How can I really be sure that I'm an effective academic writer? And so that was kind of my journey. Like the Writing Center became my best friend, calling Dr. Lansing-Billings, like, I don't think this is good, like, you know, just kind of really just developing my skills as a scholar, I guess. Tommy?
Be nice. First and foremost, I just want to say I am so proud of you. And wait a minute, wait, let me just say this. What you have learned, I would love to see you take it further and teach others and do your own writing on how your perspective should be in this type of literature. I think you can do it, and I'm backing you 100%, and I love you so much.